At the pharmacy, I bumped into Ethan, the senior I'd been secretly crushing on forever. Nervous, I accidentally blurted contraceptive pills instead of motion sickness medication. Ethan froze. For who? I pointed at myself. His eyes widened. You? I nodded sheepishly. He fell silent for a moment before resting his palm on my abdomen with a complicated expression. Since when can men get pregnant? I blinked. What? The cashier returned, asking, long-term or short-term contraceptive? Figuring short-term meant faster relief. I chose it. Ethan's jaw tightened. Recent development? Since our club's camping trip was tomorrow. I nodded. His phone rang before he could say more, forcing him outside. Check out. The cashier muttered. These aren't 100% effective. Should have used protection if you really didn't want kids. What kids? I frowned. The ones you're preventing with those pills. She snapped. My eyes bulged. Contraceptive? I yanked out the box. No wonder it looked unfamiliar. Heat flooded my face as I shoved it back. Wrong medication. I meant motion sickness pills. Leaving with the correct pills. I cringed. No wonder Ethan asked those insane questions. He thought I was buying birth control. Since when do men get pregnant? I nearly collided with Ethan's broad chest outside. His black coat and turtleneck screamed academic heartthrob, explaining why I turned into a bumbling mess earlier. Done? He pocketed his phone. Storm clouds in his gaze. How could you be so careless? Before I could explain, his fingers brushed my stomach, our first physical contact despite my years of silent pining. My throat closed. Does your family know? He pressed. My conflicted hesitation only darkened his expression. Jason. His voice dropped dangerously. You're not handling this alone. Where is he? Who? The bastard who did this. I recoiled. There's no bastard. Still protecting him? Ethan's knuckles whitened. Jason, my roommate appeared, oblivious. Need help finding the pills? Ethan's glare could have vaporized steel. I lunged to clamp a hand over his mouth, smiling stiffly. We're good. See you back at the dorm. Don't forget to pack for the camping trip. My clueless roommate added before leaving. Ethan's obsidian eyes pinned me. Well, it was a misunderstanding. I produced the pills. See? Motion sickened, my blood drained. The label clearly read contraceptives. Ethan crossed his arms. Thunderous. The cashier gave me the wrong box. I wailed. His expression said I'd be explaining this until sunrise. I sighed helplessly. It was a genuine mistake. Let me go exchange. Turning around, I saw the clerk had already pulled down the security shutter and left nonchalantly. You don't need to be this guarded. I won't tell anyone. Ethan exhaled softly, unexpectedly comforting me. I know some people have unique biological circumstances. It's possible. I just think you shouldn't treat yourself this way. While appreciating Ethan's kindness, the problem was I wasn't actually pregnant. With most stores closed late at night, I pulled out my phone to search for the nearest 24-hour pharmacy. Ethan glimpsed my screen and immediately grabbed my wrist to lock it. Startled, I protested. What are you doing? What do you think? Ethan looked furious, dragging me toward campus. How can you still be thinking about that in your condition? Go back to your dorm. Wait, thinking about what? Don't pharmacies sell pregnancy tests? You shouldn't go camping tomorrow either. Ethan stated gravely, if you want to keep the child. I mumbled weakly, it's not about wanting. Because there's literally nothing to keep. Being marched back to my dorm. I made one last attempt. I swear I'm not pregnant. Ethan studied me, brow furrowing slightly. Then why were you buying those? You don't have a girlfriend either. I blinked, surprised he knew about my relationship status. Seeing my hesitation, his expression darkened. Was it a one-night? God no. I cut him off. It was a pharmacy mix-up. Let's go to the hospital tomorrow. I'll take the test right in front of you. At his skeptical look, I sighed. I know medical anomalies exist, but I'm 100% male. No uterus. No baby. Ethan's gaze lingered on me, some unreadable emotion flashing through his eyes before he nodded. Fine. I'll accompany you. His hand brushed my abdomen reassuringly. Whatever happens, your secret's safe. But there's literally nothing. The misunderstanding haunted my dreams all night. Visions of Ethan holding ultrasound images while cradling a mini hybrid of US, 40% his features and 60% mine. Let's hope it's a girl. Dream, Ethan murmured, kissing me tenderly. I jolted awake in cold sweat, immediately patting my flat stomach in relief. Drifting back to sleep, the dream shifted to Ethan caressing my abdomen mid-thrust. Teasing, really won't give me a child? I woke up again, this time needing clean boxers. Exhausted from sleeplessness and lacking motion sickness meds, I slumped by the bus window. The winter wind stung when I cracked it open, forcing me to seal it shut. Everyone here? The driver asked. Wait, the club president called. Ethan's joining us. 5 minutes. My drowsy brain registered shock. Since when did Ethan join our club? Chatter erupted. Is Ethan someone's +1? The president confirmed while texting. That's what he claimed. My stomach dropped inexplicably. +1? Since when did Ethan have a girlfriend? Motion sickness and sleep deprivation collided into a pounding headache. I was half asleep when commotion erupted at the bus door. Ethan boarded in black outdoor gear, locking eyes with me instantly. Is this seat taken? He asked, already stowing my bag overhead. The bus erupted in whispers as he declared, sorry for the delay. My family member needed me. As the engine started, I stared dumbly. Family member? Me? Ethan waved a hand before my eyes. What's wrong? I reflexively grabbed his wrist, flushing when realizing, why are you here? He turned my hand, frowning at the broken nail. You injured yourself. Just rushed out this morning. I mumbled. Ethan sked. You're being careless. Jason, this isn't acceptable. Our eyes met, sudden understanding flashing between us. Relax. I groaned. I told you there's no pregnancy. Therefore, no need for caution. Ethan just stared at me, his eyes dark with unspoken emotion. The bumpy road and stuffy car interior made my headache worse, nausea rising in my throat. Feeling that bad? Ethan moved closer without warning, his calloused fingers brushing my forehead. You look terrible. Stop talking to me. I groaned, pressing against the window. I'll puke if I open my mouth. His gaze intensified before he rummaged through his backpack. A wrapped candy appeared at my lips. Sour jujube candy. My sister loved these when she was pregnant. How did a stubborn guy like Ethan even get into the physics department? Too exhausted to argue, I accepted the candy. The initial tartness made me jolt, followed by lingering sweetness. Ethan watched intently as I swallowed. More? His voice dropped unexpectedly. The heater fogged my brain into mush. When my lips accidentally brushed his rough fingertips feeding me the second candy, I mumbled, guess science guys really are rough around the edges. At the campsite, I bolted to the restroom. Empty retching left me trembling over the sink. Ethan materialized in the mirror, hands sliding across my back and abdomen. Still rough? Keep mentioning pregnancy and I'll question your IQ. I warned weakly. His chuckle vibrated against my shoulder. Came to check on you. My concern might have been misplaced, but not unwarranted. The casual admission short-circuited my brain. Before I could respond, he added, don't feel special. I don't worry about just anyone. The cryptic smile he flashed made my pulse stutter. By the creek, cool breeze finally cleared my nausea, while Ethan helped pitch tents. A girl from the physics department pulled me aside. Are you two together? No. I answered automatically. Thank God. She exhaled. Ethan would never go for guys. Last guy who confessed to him got punched in the face. His own best friend. Her whisper carried grim finality. He hates that stuff. The revelation burned as I skewered kebabs. Ethan and I met during freshman orientation. 2 hours of dull speeches transformed when he took the stage, crisp white shirt, silver-framed glasses, radiating intensity that silenced the auditorium. Every interaction since felt charged with unspoken tension, his rough kindness now shadowed by this new understanding. Why show such care if he despised what I might represent? I happened to be sitting in the front row, accidentally making eye contact with Ethan multiple times. Each glance felt like a direct hit until I finally surrendered. From learning his name was Ethan, to orchestrating accidental encounters in the cafeteria and physics building, to squeezing into those tedious physics lectures as an auditor. I'd finally become familiar enough for him to call me Jason. He'd even given me a piece of candy once. Sighing, I wondered if Ethan just saw me as a junior needing guidance. After all, he was straight. The casual physical intimacy between straight guys could be wildly confusing for us gay guys. What's with the sigh? His sudden voice behind me made me jump, the skewer in my hand jabbing my thumb. A bead of blood welled up instantly. Oh shit, you okay, Jace? My roommate grabbed the meat skewer from me. Go wash that. This is raw meat. Before I could respond, Ethan grabbed my wrist. He dragged me to the bathroom without releasing his grip. Turning on the faucet. You need to squeeze out the blood. I can handle it, I protested, pulling away. He gave me an unreadable look before leaving. I kept rinsing until my entire hand went numb. As I reached for paper towels, warm fingers enveloped mine from behind. Use iodine instead. It won't sting, Ethan murmured, already dabbing the solution on my thumb. Why'd you come back? I blurted. Am I not allowed to come back? His eyebrow arched. That's not what I meant. He finished bandaging my finger with exasperated care. Thank God you're not actually pregnant. With your clumsiness, it'd be dangerous. I glared. You're the one who snuck up on me. Ethan tilted his head. What were you thinking about earlier? That heavy sigh. When I hesitated, he tightened his grip on my wrist. Jason, what's really on your mind? I couldn't exactly say I was wondering about his sexuality. Just whether the meat's seasoned right. His gaze lingered before he deadpanned. Better be good. Our Jace bled for this barbecue. My ears burned at the nickname. Stop that. Why can't I when others do? He smirked, watching me flee with crimson ears. Outside, the grill smoked as clusters of students gathered. Ethan got immediately claimed by the club president. While I joined my roommate. Ethan's finally back. My roommate stage whispered, vibrating with excitement. Emily just convinced the president to add flirty drinking games. Think she's gonna confess. My heart stalled. Emily was the senior who'd first told me Ethan was straight. Is that so? The crowd erupted as the King's game began. When Emily drew the King card, her blush matched her cherry red sweater. Number 9, whatever I say in the next 30 seconds, you have to agree. All eyes turned to Ethan. He examined his card before raising his beer bottle. I'll take the penalty drink. The fire crackled in the sudden silence. Emily paled. I wouldn't ask anything unreasonable. I know, Ethan said quietly. I just don't follow orders well. The club president stepped in to mediate. Ethan, Emily knows her limits. Besides, this isn't something that can be settled with just one drink. He pointed at the depth charge cocktail behind him. This stuff's got a serious kick. It's fine, Ethan repeated. I'll drink. The president couldn't argue further. The crowd started egging Ethan on as he downed 3 shots. My chest tightened watching him. Mixing high-proof alcohol like this could knock anyone out, let alone 3 full glasses. Next round. The president gave Emily an apologetic shrug before reshuffling the cards. This time, Ethan drew the King card. He examined his card with an uncharacteristic smirk, the alcohol perhaps lending his usual composed features a mischievous edge. Then, his gaze locked onto me like a physical weight, deep eyes hooking my racing heartbeat. Number 12 must agree to everything I say within 30 seconds. The room erupted. People glanced between Emily and the scrambling crowd searching for 12. Who's got it? My fingers trembled around the numbered slip in my palm. How did Ethan know? Coincidence? Raising my hand through the noise, I said, me. Ethan's smile deepened as I approached. At his nod, the president started the timer. 30 seconds. Now. Ethan looked down at me with molten intensity. Sit with me on the ride back. Okay. Come with me for tomorrow's inspection. Okay. Choose adjacent seats next semester. Okay. He suddenly leaned down, warm breath grazing my ear. Later, we'll replay this game. You'll make the demands this time. I blinked up at him, dazed. Ethan nudged my shoulder. Say okay. Okay. Time. The president stopped the clock. What did you tell Jason? Ethan? He's blushing like a tomato. Ethan slung an arm around me. Trade secret. The party lasted until 5 p.m. When our shuttle arrived, Ethan boarded first, his expectant stare pulling me toward the window seat. Just as I moved to sit, Emily tugged my sleeve. "Jason," she said, "mind if I take this seat? I get carsick easily." No other window spots remained. I glanced at Ethan, now engrossed in his phone. "Go ahead." I stepped back. The shuttle's heating mixed nauseatingly with alcohol fumes. "Jason, we're leaving." The president patted his aisle seat. "Sit here." Before I could respond, Ethan suddenly pulled me toward the exit. "Ethan, we're departing," the president called. "Jason gets motion sickness," Ethan said calmly, flashing his phone. "We'll take separate transport." Outside, I turned to question him, but he'd already released my wrist to type. Assuming he was summoning a ride, I waited silently until his fingers pinched my cheek. "What?" I turned. He sighed softly, eyes glinting with unspoken words. Not saying anything, Ethan pinched my cheek, looking exasperated. "Planning to stand here with me all night?" I tilted my head. "Aren't you calling the driver?" He shoved his phone in my face. The screen showed his notes app. Frowny face. "Jason doesn't keep promises. Jason's an idiot who gives silent treatment." "Jason." I blinked. "Is Ethan drunk?" "What about Jason?" I pointed at the last entry. His dark eyes held mine. "Jason." A car horn interrupted. Our Uber had arrived. "Let's go." I pushed him toward the vehicle. "Dorm's an hour away." The motion worsened my nausea. I kept my eyes shut until sensing Ethan's quiet breathing. Peeking revealed him asleep against the window. "Drink lightweight." I muffled laughter, knees brushing his thigh as I feigned sleep. "Jason." Ethan shook me awake. 10 more minutes. "Drink this or you'll catch chills." I gulped water while he hesitated. "Why give Emily your seat? She gets carsick." "Did she puke earlier?" He raised an eyebrow. "Dunno. Wasn't watching." His jaw tightened. "You're the one clutching barf bags on buses." I patted the leather seats. "You got us Uber. Always got comebacks." "Huh?" He pinched my cheekbone, streetlights softening his gaze. "Jason gets escorted. Always. Any route works." Back in my dorm, his text arrived. Hospital appointment screenshot. He'd actually booked the physical exam I'd sarcastically suggested. 7:03 a.m. weekend. Knocking revealed Ethan in the hallway, blinking at my bedhead. "Early much?" "Appointments at 9. Fasting required." His eyes dropped to my bare feet. "No breakfast." "Never eat it anyway." His frown deepened. "Skipping lunch too? Wanna faint again like during midterms?" I froze. "How'd you know about that?" The nutritionist's report later confirmed what Ethan already knew: protein bars in his backpack. Thermos of oatmeal produced during our wait. His knee pressing mine in the clinic hallway. Every low blood sugar telltale memorized since finding me passed out in the architecture studio weeks prior. Ethan pulled me up by the hand. "If you want to know something, there's always a way to find out." I narrowed my eyes at him. "Ethan. Are you Ethan? Fancy meeting you here." A stranger suddenly blocked our path. I peeked over. Another college kid, clean cut, acting like they were close. But Ethan clearly disagreed, stepping back as his lips formed a single syllable. "Scram." Both the guy and I froze. I'd always known Ethan as the epitome of polished manners, the type who'd never sworn, let alone told someone to get lost within 3 seconds of meeting. This ice-cold version felt alien. The guy recovered first, forcing a bitter smile. "Really? You still hate me that much?" Ethan ignored him completely, dragging me past. "Hey, friend." The stranger grabbed my sleeve as we passed, squinting. "You Ethan's boyfriend?" "I don't touch him." Ethan yanked my arm back, eyes glacial. "Stay away." "Fine, fine." The guy raised his hands mockingly, yet smirked at me. "But as someone who's been there, don't fall too hard. Once he flips that switch. Brutal." Ethan stayed silent until we left the hospital. At the restaurant, he finally spoke while we waited for food. "No questions?" I considered. "Emily mentioned some guy friend confessed to you before. That him?" Ethan nodded stiffly. "We were roommates. Close." "What happened?" "He roofied me." His voice dropped arctic. "Lured me to a bar. Drugged my drink." My breath caught. That wasn't just friendship ending, that warranted jail time. Ethan read my face, ruffling my hair. He did get arrested. 10 days. Should have been longer. Rage burned through me. Did he ever? Took a leave of absence. Just came back this semester. Ethan shrugged. First time I've seen him since. My chest tightened with anger and something more complicated. Ethan poked my cheek. You look ready to murder someone. How dare he act friendly? Thick skin's a survival skill. His smile didn't reach his eyes. Recent realization? Recent enough. The medical report later showed only mild anemia and gastritis. Obviously no pregnancy. Ethan studied the results with what I swore was disappointment. I swatted his head. What's that face for? He blinked, then grinned, steering me into an empty stairwell. Bullying me now? Trapped against the wall. I deflated. No. One hand braced behind me. He waved the report. Look at this. Skipping meals. Irregular schedule. I squinted. You made me get checked just for this? He feigned innocence. Busted. You could have said. With what authority? His gaze dropped. After you fainted last month. I needed proof you'd take seriously. He began listing my sins. Missed breakfasts. Erratic eating. Iced coffees replacing meals. All-nighters. My jaw dropped. How do you even? Ethan studied my expression and chuckled softly. There aren't that many coincidences in this world. Jason. His voice dropped lower. That was me wanting to see you too. My breath caught. The taut string that had been pulled tight in my chest all this time finally snapped with resonant clarity. My lips parted. I love you, Jason. Ethan's dark eyes held bottomless tenderness as he continued. The dining hall you frequent is actually miles from my dorm. Those classes you audit? They've never allowed unofficial attendees before. Our paths crossing in the academic building? Our schedules don't actually overlap. He stepped closer, warmth radiating between us. It's just, I love you. So I moved mountains to say, what a coincidence again. I stared at him wordlessly. Loving someone felt strange like this. Simply looking at them flooded your veins with impossible joy. Jace. Ethan cupped my face. Uncharacteristic tension coloring his voice. Give me something here? Your silence is killing me. I couldn't help teasing. Our fearless Ethan gets nervous? Always. His thumb brushed my cheekbone. When it comes to you. Terrified. Just like that day at the pharmacy, when he'd mustered courage to greet me only to freeze at the birth control request. The earth had dropped from beneath him, certain he'd lost Jason forever. Until the misunderstanding cleared. Until this second chance. As I opened my mouth to respond, Ethan suddenly dipped his head. His lips grazed mine in a fleeting warmth. Sorry, he rasped. Couldn't help it. Laughter bubbled up as I tilted my face toward his. Remember what you promised during Truth or Dare. Ethan's smile turned molten. Every word. Your wish. My command. 30 seconds. I traced his jawline. Need a timer? His palm cradled my neck. Take forever. That promise doesn't expire. Holding his gaze, I began. Starting now, be my boyfriend. Done. From this moment, love me more each day. Gladly. Right this second, kiss me properly. Ethan's laughter mingled with mine as he obliged, murmuring yes against my lips. Between breaths. His voice wrapped around me like sunlight. Jason? I hummed questioningly, half-lidded eyes meeting his. He gathered me close until our heartbeats synchronized. Every version of you. I'm crazy about all of them. This time, wrapped in his arms. I let the words sink deep. This time, I believe you.